Chiefs Kingdom, ACU crew. Welcome back to another live podcast for that ass. And I got a special one for you today, ladies and gents. The Chiefs have signed Kareem Hunt to the practice squad, according to Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport at Rap Sheet himself, baby. Kareem Hunt is back in Kansas City, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about it in the chat. He is back. He is back in the red and gold. He's back where he belongs, ladies and gents. He's back where he belongs. K-Wayne, I see you out there, baby. K-Wayne is pumped up. But it is official. Chiefs are going to sign Kareem Hunt back to the practice squad. Now, look, I heard today that when they were working him out, I heard that his workout went decently well. I heard that it went decently well, and I heard that they were waiting on him to pass a physical before they put out the contract offer. So I guess his physical come back fine if he did sign to the team, and now he is on the practice squad, ladies and gents. So look, we've got a little Kareem Hunt action. He's probably not going to play this week. This is too short notice, in my opinion. More than likely, he's not going to play. He's probably familiar with the Andy Reid playbook and system, but a lot's changed since 2017, 2018. So he's going to have a week or two to get caught up. P-Ryan's been in the house now for almost 2 weeks, and Samaje P-Ryan is not even really getting any playing time as of now. Presumably, one would think, because he hasn't digested the playbook all that well just yet. But yeah, we're finding out here that it looks like it could be a backfield of Carson Steele leading the charge this week, which is what a lot of people, including myself, I wanted to see this. I think Carson Steele, if given the chance versus the Bengals, could have grinded out a lot more than he did. I honestly think Pacheco could have grounded out, put up a lot more than he did too, and Andy just kind of went away from the run in specific situations. I think that we could have just pounded it down their throats all day long. And look, Carson Steele, I think he's going to do well. Again, he had that fumble against the Bengals, but he had the ball high and he had it tight. That's what you're supposed to do. That was just a really good play. I believe it was by their defensive tackle, Rankins, maybe. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of excited about the news. Look, we were in the camp that the Chiefs were never bringing back Kareem Hunt because of the entire debacle that went on. He lied to the upper management, and it just felt like he wasn't going to ever come back. That's what it felt like. It felt like it was never going to happen. Look at this offseason, how we went into this offseason. He's been available all offseason, and we weren't in any rush to bring him in or even look at him. We're looking at him now because we're in just dire straits right now. We've got hit hard by the injury bug, and Clyde with his PTSD. It's been a lot of unforeseen stuff. But this is why they've got him back in the house, and, at least he's home. At least he's home. He's back. Does he got the same amount of juice in the tank? That remains to be seen. Look, I don't think he's going to come in. He's going to just chunk it off like he used to, and you're going to see him busting out 60 and 70-yard runs and this and that. But I think he's good for some jump cuts. He's good to pick up the tough yardage. He's good at learning the playbook. He'll be somebody in the locker room that can at least help Carson Steele, help P. Ryan get up to par with it. We're going to get Clyde back here probably in 2 weeks. You'll have Clyde back, and I do think Clyde's just going to be that RB3, almost take over that McKinnon role. Again, I was kind of thinking maybe they would talk to McKinnon. Maybe they'd just see if McKinnon could come in. Him and P. Ryan could split that, and then they would just, work Carson Steele. But I get it. If you don't want to work a UDFA out of Ball State, started at Indiana, ends up over at UCLA, if you don't want to work him that much, I totally understand bringing back Kareem Hunt and maybe getting him back in here in the next few weeks. But here's the thing. He's not going to play this week, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to be ready to play this week. Will he be ready to play in week 3, 4? Will he be ready to play in week 4? That remains to be seen. So, I feel like it's one of those things where at least if you get him back, you see what he's got, you get him in practice situation, you see what's happening. I believe after next week, he could be called up. But yeah, I believe this is going to be the Carson Steele show this week, ladies and gents. I totally believe that. And I believe Carson Steele is going to actually do really well. I really do. I believe Carson Steele is going to be completely fine. And he doesn't tend to want to run the ball that much anyway, so I think his carries go between, 8 to 12 carries on the day. And we've seen Carson Steele. He can chunk off some big plays out of nothing, so it wouldn't surprise me if he don't have 40, 50, 60 yards off, 7, 8 carries. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Appreciate you guys jumping in with me. He has been signed. Kareem Hunt is back. He is in the red and gold. He's back home where he belongs. A lot of people don't like the whole falling out the Chiefs had. They don't believe the Chiefs should have cut him. A lot of people don't want him back. You've got half the crowd that thinks that we shouldn't have brought him back, and then you've got a lot of Chiefs Kingdom that's pretty pumped about it. So let me know what side you're on in the chat. If you're pumped that he's back, if you're not pumped that he's back, let me know. We can talk about it. If you guys have any questions of what we think this running back room is going to look like this week going forward, or down the line, let me know, and we'll try to answer some questions. I'll talk to you a little bit about everything going on today. But yeah, it looks like Kareem Hunt did apparently pass his physical, or they would have not have give him the contract offer to bring him to the practice squad. Again, I do believe he's probably not going to play this week. I don't see him being able to suit up and go this week. Now, look, crazier things have happened. It wouldn't super surprise me if somehow he don't make the jump up this week and, get 2 or 3 carries. But Andy doesn't routinely like to do things that fast. Again, you've seen P. Ryan kind of struggle to even get on the field here and there. So, it's a good signing. It's a good signing for now. Because why? You've got Pacheco out 6 to 8 weeks, and look, Pacheco is a workhorse. Pacheco is energy. He's a spark. But bringing back Kareem Hunt kind of gives a spark to maybe some of the vets that were on the team back then, and it gives a spark to Chiefs Kingdom in a way, in my opinion. I think in a time that Chiefs Kingdom kind of felt like, hey, look, we limped into we won the first game, okay, by a toe, I get it. We won the second game by a toe, I get it. But it kind of feels like we're starting to limp a little bit. We took some bad news with Hollywood Brown. We took some bad news with Pacheco yesterday. But I feel like this one kind of uplifts the Kingdom just a little bit, gets the Hornt level up to about 10 to 11 to 12, somewhere in that range, and gets them fired up. And I believe this is just a big fired up signing. Brett Veach is like, look, the past is the past. Him and Veach, I wanted to be in the room. Would you like to have been a fly on the wall watching him and Veach just hug it out a little? Do you think they hugged it out? You think there's any animosity? I don't. I think they're both ready. Look, they're adults. They're both ready to drop it and move on. Let's go. But yeah, I think Carson Steele is going to be fine this week. And he's only going to give them, again, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15 carries at max. And I'd be very surprised if he gets 15 carries. I think you'll see P. Ryan a little bit more this weekend. Again, if he gets back and plays Kareem Hunt by the time Sunday rolls around, Sunday night, I wouldn't be super surprised, but I just don't think it'll happen this early. I think he's going to have to get back in a little bit of game shape. That's probably what's going to end up happening. So I feel like that's probably where it's at. Let's get over here and get a little bit of this bad boy going. We got Reggie Comedy in the house. Reggie, my boy, with 5 bomb. He says, I don't think we should underestimate how much juice he has left. He's going to be hungry and motivated, and he's the same age as Pat. Yeah, he's not been like the typical workhorse running back his entire time in the league. He was drafted in 2017. That was one of the best. It may have been one of the best all-around classes ever drafted right there in 2017. But yeah, I think he'll be fine. I'm not going to say he don't have any juice left, and I'm not going to say he's super juicy. I'm not going to call him juicy fruit or anything. I think he'll be serviceable to do what we need him to do for a few weeks. What I would like to see is him actually do well and do a little bit better than we expect, and that way when Pacheco comes back, nothing has to happen. Like him and Carson Steele and Pacheco take care of it. Clyde, we'll see. Somebody's going to move. They're not going to carry no more than 3 probably per week on the roster. So we'll definitely see something going forward. But yeah, I hope he does well. I do think he'll be fine. I think he knows enough of this offense that if he does need to carry the ball 3, 4, 5 times this week, he could do it. I just don't expect him to probably do it. I just don't think they need to rush it too quickly. I don't think we're in any reason to rush it too quickly right now. We're going up against the Falcons here on Sunday night. Look, the Falcons just got a win. They barely squeaked by the Eagles. They're 1-1. With the Falcons, the only thing kind of bothers me with the Falcons is They have Drake London, who's a pretty good wide receiver, right? Okay. And then Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson getting at our linebackers in coverage. That's the one thing that scares me, because our linebackers and safeties to this point have allowed tight ends to eat. So we got to put the clamps on there. And I think Spags will do that. But yeah, appreciate the 5-bomb, Reggie. Appreciate you, brother. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I think he's going to be some total. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be fine. K. Wayne in the house. He said, "So Horn, I'm snorting the wiener powder." Uh-oh. K. Wayne's snorting that wiener dope, and he's running around. We don't even know where he's at today. He's probably down there in the South somewhere just tearing it up. Who knows? But, yeah, appreciate you guys. 481 in here right now. This is crazy. It's an impromptu. Hit that like button for me if you haven't. Also, if you want some of the best Chiefs news, if you want some analysis, if you want to follow some great Chiefs content, hit that sub button. We're trying to get to 50,000. We just crossed the 35K mark. But, yeah, here we are. At least give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Smash that like that we got Kareem Hunt back. If you're excited for Kareem Hunt being back in the red and gold, hit that like button, baby. Share it with your friends. If you're watching on X, retweet that bad boy. If you're watching on Facebook, what's going on, ladies and gents, over on the Facebook? That's what's up. Uh-oh. KCDEWH21 says Hunt's going for 150 and 2 touchdowns. That's what he may get by the time Pacheco's back. I don't know if he'll grab that this weekend, but I love the optimism. I love the optimism. Why not? Why not? Just get them going wild. Get them going wild. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Let me know in the chat. I want to talk to you guys about some stuff. We'll see what's going on. I'll bring up some of your comments and we'll say what's going on. Here we go. We got Ron. He says, Hunt has always been good in the red zone as a running back and pass catcher. We need that anyways. Yeah, we do. I think Andy got in the red zone last week. He got a little stale, to be honest. In my opinion, you got us down there with the run game. They should have continued to pound that rock in. I don't understand that. I think even on the 2-point conversion, they should have went ahead and run the ball. I'm trusting Carson Steele from 2.5 yards out to get in the end zone. Run it behind the best 3 interior linemen in football and go at it. That's what I think. We got Steven. He says, I say just throw him into the fire. Give him 20 carries a game. At least that can help my fantasy team. Yeah, a lot of people's going out. I posted a stat this morning on X, and the stat was pretty wild. Let me see if I can find it. I want to give you the exact number of what's happened with Kareem Hunt this morning. It was something crazy. Here it is. Over 251,000 fantasy football owners have added him in fantasy football leagues this morning. I'm sure Kareem Hunt will probably be added just as much, but Carson Steele added in 251,000 leagues. That's insane. But I think Carson Steele's going to get the bulk of the workload this week. I think Carson Steele will be fine. I really like Carson Steele. I think he does everything you need him to do. He runs hard. Once he fumbled that football last week, I knew for a fact you could go back to him very early and he wouldn't do it again. Carson Steele, he's got that motivation. He's got that fire. He's got that hunger. He's used to getting the ball 30, 40 times a game. He did it at Ball State. He got it at UCLA. He's completely fine. Just that one fumble, look, it caught him off guard. He's not going to be caught off guard like that again. He's gonna grip the ball even harder. He runs hard. He's a workhorse. Love Carson Steele. Him, his family. Glad to have him part of the Chiefs Kingdom. They're awesome. Chiefs again says, we can't be winning games by 1 point. We got to dominate. Look, that's what everybody wants, but Andy just doesn't like to dominate. Andy keeps it close. Pat said it, when he was golfing with Kelce on the match. He said, hey, we keep everything close. That's what we do here in Kansas City. We want a show. Everything's a show with the Chiefs. Big Red, he won't put the foot down. They won't execute when it matters. He gets too cute in the red zone. You name it. It turns into a nail biter. We'll probably, again, I'll say this, we'll probably be biting our nails versus the daggone Andy Dalton-led Carolina Panthers if they haven't even benched Andy Dalton by then. So who knows? It's just one of those things where I don't know how to explain it. I can't explain it. Just Andy just doesn't put teams away, and everybody just gives us their best shot. They'll just give us their best shot. That's the way it is. Kevin said, is Pat okay? 2 interceptions is not like Mahomes. Is he bored? A couple things about Mahomes. Number one, I think that throw to Kelce was miscommunication. Kelce ran a different route than Pat thought he was going to. Pat missed the linebacker in the middle of the field. He did that against the Ravens the first week. He did that. It was pretty close to the same kind of throw. I think Pat just kind of thought, and I think the Chiefs in general and even the fans, we all seen what the offense could look like, and we just kind of let our guard down and thought it was going to be a little easier. And it wasn't that easy. It's not as easy. Pat also went up against the Bengals. The Bengals, their defensive coordinator always has Pat's number. He's got the Chiefs number. By the way, I read a stat today. It said the Bengals have not even given up 300 passing yards on the season yet. So they've not even allowed 300 passing yards total in the first two games, and they're still 0-2. That was just grit by our team the other day. And look, a lot of people can say there was some bad calls here and there. They called a face mask to put us in the position we were in, and then they called the obvious defensive pass interference. So people can whine and cry all they want. If you're not going to call it in the final 2 minutes, if you're not going to call it in the final 10 seconds, then don't call it any other time. I applaud the referees for standing up and making the right call. If you want to go back and look where the referees cowered down and didn't do it properly, go back no further than MVS versus the Packers last year when they ran right through them. They ran right through MVS, and that should have been right there on the goal line, and we should have had a crack at it. That should have been pass interference too. So, yeah, it is what it is. But Mahomes did underthrow Xavier Worthy. I think Xavier Worthy needed to stack his. I think he needed to stack the DB. He needed to stack Cam Taylor-Britt and take off an inside release. I think him going outside, I think that allowed Cam Taylor-Britt to run with him a little better than he should have. And Pat just underthrew it. That's all there is to it. But I don't think Pat's got anything completely wrong with him to this point. We'll see. Let me see. Let's find another one. Yeah, so if you're just joining me, appreciate it. By the way, Kareem Hunt back in the red and go, but he is on the practice squad. I was having a conversation today on Twitter. Some people didn't like it. Some people do not like it when you just kind of take a step back and you self-analyze and you analyze what's happened to this point. And I kind of made and you guys let me know in the chat, I kind of made the point that I felt the Chiefs approached the running back room in the offseason a bit lackadaisical, in my opinion. A lot of people said, oh, but Pacheco's not injury prone. What are you talking about? Look, Pacheco runs hard. He's constantly, his shoulder. He had offseason surgery last year. It was kind of a secret offseason surgery. I don't even think anybody knew it happened until it happened. But he had that. He's missed 2 other games in his career. I'm not saying he's the most beat up back in the world, but when you run the ball like Pacheco, you need to have a good backup plan. And the Chiefs, in my opinion, were not very serious about the running back room. They kept Deneric Prince, and he was running with the 2s. Look, if Deneric Prince was running with the 1s, by the way, in camp early on, he was running with the 1s, and then he gets cut, you didn't take your running back room seriously, in my opinion. You brought in LRZ, a rugby player, and switched him over to a running back, and that was a guy fighting for a spot. UDFA, Carson Steele, UDFA, Imani Bailey. Amazing that Carson Steele hit, but imagine if Carson Steele don't hit. You've got 2 UDFAs that didn't hit. You got Clyde going on the IR with PTSD. They held out to the last second, hoping and wishing Clyde would be okay. But even if Clyde's 100% healthy, do you feel that confident going in with Clyde as your RB1? So you needed some kind of something there, okay? And I just felt like the Chiefs just kind of approached it lackadaisical, and it hit them hard and it hit them quick. It was a moment. It was that hit them harder than Kingsley getting lit up by Trey Hendrickson. That welcome to the NFL rook. This hit them pretty quick this week. I think that with Clyde and then going out and snatching Perine as fast as they could, they knew they had to do something. And then now it's just, I don't know, it just feels like they approached this so weirdly this year. And I'm hoping that Kareem Hunt, in my opinion, Kareem Hunt feels like a Hail Mary by the Chiefs. I just don't know if the Chiefs would have ever signed him back if it wouldn't have been this dire of a situation. I think they'd have held their guns, but I'm glad he is back. And I do think he could be a Band-Aid. He could be a Band-Aid till Pacheco gets back. And look, Pacheco could be out 6-8 weeks. He may have to have an extra week or 2 to let that thing get, let it get back to feeling good, get the mentals right, and get his conditioning back a little bit too. So he may be closer to 9 to 10 weeks when it's all said and done. But I think between Carson Steele, maybe getting Clyde back after week 4, and then bringing Kareem Hunt into the fold, you might have a chance. Still wouldn't surprise me a little bit if they didn't bring up Keontae Ingram maybe this week or Imani Bailey this week. That wouldn't surprise me too much if you didn't bring up a Keontae Ingram this week instead of Kareem Hunt until he gets his legs back underneath him. But, yep, super excited to see him back. Syracuse Chris says, have any hope with Samaje Perine? Look, Samaje Perine can do a lot of good things. I just don't think he's caught up just yet. They don't trust him just yet. He hasn't really grasped the playbook 100%. I think he's also going to be the third down approaching back, kind of like they did with Jerick McKinnon. So they're going to use him in swing passes and, leaks out of the backfield and things like that. But would I have trusted Samaje Perine to carry the ball, while Pacheco's gone for 6 weeks in a main role? I don't think I would have been too opposed to it. I think him and Carson Steele could very well handle it. I'm glad to see Kareem Hunt back, but I do believe those two were capable. But you had to get a serviceable number 3. Is Keontae Ingram that? Are you going to rely on another UDFA rookie out of TCU, Imani Bailey? I don't know. I don't see it. So I don't think they could see. They want to see what they got with Carson Steele. I think they'll let him get the majority of the carries this week. They want to see what they got going forward. If he shows any signs of shakiness, they probably call Kareem Hunt up week 4. That would be my opinion. And then you've also got, week 6? We're already in a bye week? Good grief. I mean, I guess that helps with, a week back for Pacheco a little quicker. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we can't go back in time. We don't have Marty McFly and Doc over here. We can't get in the daggone, the DeLorean and head it back to week 1 and do whatever. But I do think that the Chiefs approached it a little, I don't know, they just didn't take it too seriously, in my opinion. I don't think you were really trying to better your running back room with a rugby player, 2 UDFAs, and Prince, who hadn't flashed forever. So you guys can disagree. People disagreed with me on Twitter. Everybody can disagree if you want. I just don't think they handled it, with enough urgency that they should have when you got a running back like Isaiah Pacheco, who is a bull in a china shop. Like, this dude will just wreck everything. At any point, he could just run himself into a brick wall and hurt himself. Like, that's what Pacheco does. He's wild. He's like the Tasmanian devil. He just goes, baby. Dr. Hayden who says Carson Steele is a good short yardage guy. Surprised we haven't used him too much on goal line scenarios yet. Yeah, we've used them. We used them on the 4th and shorts last week, third down short situations a few times. I was surprised they didn't put him in at the goal line. We were down at the 2 or the 1.5, whatever it was. Very surprised. Once they got inside the 3, I'd have just kept handing it to Carson Steele. I don't think anybody would have kept him out of the end zone last week. Instead, we settled for 3. On the 2-point conversion, I probably would have handled it. I would have handed it to Carson Steele. Why not? And he just don't run that smash mouth kind of football. It's just not in his DNA. He's not going to do it. He wants to keep the ball in Mahomes' hand, let the best player to ever play the game probably make a play. And I get it, but it takes a lot more people in the pass game to jail than it does in the run game. In the run game, you just say, open a hole and let's go. Let's beat them. Mano-a-mano, smack somebody in the mouth. Melissa, good to catch you guys in the middle of the day. Good to see you, Melissa. Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's good up there in I forget the place you guys are from. North of St. Joe, I'll just say that. I hope everybody's good up there. Is it King City? Is that it? I get crazy. We got so many King cities and all that crap around here, I can't even keep up. Can't keep up. But yeah, it's good to see all you guys. One guy I thought might have been, we threw it up today. We said if something would have fell through, would anybody have been interested in certain players? People keep wanting, a few different ones, but the big name that keeps coming up is Dalvin Cook. Everybody, and the Cowboys do have him on their practice squad, but the Chiefs could have taken him and put him on the 53. This practice squad move also does not it doesn't solve anything. Like right now, we have 50 players on the roster. We still have 3. We got to fill 3 before this week. So it's kind of weird that he didn't come straight to the team, but that kind of proves that maybe he does have to get in football shape. So who are they going to bring up this week? Who knows? A lot of people are asking, are we going to go sign a left tackle? Look, guys, I don't want Donovan Smith. Get over it. Like, I say this all the time. When the Chiefs got to move on, get out of the past, and then here comes Brett Veach. Past. He's like, he's fishing for the past. Here he comes. But I'm fine with this one. I'm fine with Kareem Hunt. Let's see what he's got left. But yeah, let's not go back to Donovan Smith. Let's not do it. Did you watch the Super Bowl? He got destroyed. And I know Kingsley had a bad game. He had a bad game. Big deal. It happens. Go back and look at like Trey Smith's fourth, fifth game in the league. He got completely toasted. Matter of fact, Donovan Smith, first 2 games he ever played with the Chiefs, he allowed like 11 total pressures in 2 games. Kingsley allowed 4. He allowed 4 pressures. Just so happened Hendrickson got home twice. Mahomes doesn't look as I don't know the word. He's taken a lot more sacks on a lot less pressure this year. Let's put it that way. I put out a stat yesterday, and let me bring this one up for you guys because you can see it. You can see it. I brought this up yesterday. Where is it? It was a pretty good stat. Here we go. I'll bring it up right here. I'll bring it up high, and I'll hold it high and tight for you like old Carson does. Let's bring it up. Yeah, since the start of the season, Mahomes has been pressured 18 times, but he's taken 4 sacks, okay? Last year, he had 31 pressures, and he only took 1. So he actually essentially had 13 more pressures last year at this point. So the tackles, Donovan Smith, Jawan Taylor, were allowing so much pressure last year, but Mahomes was evading the pocket. He was getting rid of the ball quicker. He was making guys miss. Just so happens he's going up against Trey Hendrickson this week. And guess what? Trey Hendrickson don't rarely miss, okay? He gets a shot at Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be tough to evade that guy. So that's what I'm saying. I think Kingsley's fine. I think Jawan Taylor at this point is doing pretty good. The line will gel. They'll get better. But yeah, if you look at it, even with a rookie left tackle coming into the league with no experience, they have 13 less pressures than they had this time last year with Donovan Smith. And granted, yeah, there was 4 sacks to 1, but Mahomes, that's on Mahomes. Mahomes got out of the pocket better. He done something. I think a lot of guys are being more disciplined in their pass rush to Patrick Mahomes too. I think that's another thing. They're being way more disciplined, and they're not letting Patrick Mahomes escape out of the pocket the way he likes to escape sometimes. He doesn't, he comes out, he gets out to the right, he'll move, he'll get around the tackle. They're not letting that happen a lot. Like, they're collapsing, they're keeping somebody up the gut a lot, and they're also daring them to stay in the pocket a lot more this time. We got a 5 from Steve. Look at Steve out here. Steve says, show me some love. Yeah, doing the Lord's work. Steve says he never thought he would see Kareem Hunt back in the red and go. Let's go. Steve in the house. Hey, Steve, give me a 5-bomb today. Look at that, ladies and gents. Steve supporting with the 5-bomb. Steve's working hard today. He's working hard, but look, Kareem Hunt's getting him through the day. Kareem Hunt's getting him through the day, baby. Enrique, Steve in the house is ironic. It is, isn't it? Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think the Chiefs are in a pretty good spot. I mean, honestly, with the entire, where we're sitting at with the schedule, I don't think Atlanta's going to be that tough of a game. You've literally just got to blitz Kirk Cousins, and you've got to prevent. This is one thing the Chiefs always do, and I know you guys have been with the team for a long time, not just the bandwagon guys, which fine, welcome to the party, but anybody that has been following this team for long enough to know this knows this happens every time. We can take a backup quarterback. We can take a fill-in, a 4th-string wide receiver. We can take anybody. We can take that team, and when we play that player, we will turn them in to a Hall of Fame first ballot player. We'll do it every single time. I don't care if it's a 4th-string quarterback from North Carolina A&T. He'll put up 4 touchdowns on us. They used to do that to us all the time. And it seems like it still does this. It seems like this still happens. Look at the way we played against Zach Wilson last year. Like, we come out and have the worst game ever against Zach Wilson. That was the only game in his entire career Zach Wilson looked like an actual NFL quarterback, which is kind of ironic and weird. But yeah, I hope that we do well and we don't have a Kyle Pitts coming out party. This is what's scary. These linebackers are going to allow Kyle Pitts to have the biggest game he's ever had, and so they won't keep talking bust with him anymore. Here was a good stat that I'd brought up yesterday about Kingsley. Kingsley versus Trey Hendrickson, 60.8 run block grade and a 26.4 pass blocking grade per PFF. Look, that 26.4 pass blocking grade is dire. He gave up 4 pressures, 1 hurry, and 2 sacks. But check this out. Jawan Taylor. Okay, Jawan Taylor has only scored higher than Kingsley's 6.8 run block grade only 3 times since he's been here. So take some positive out of the deal. Kingsley, yeah, he struggled against Trey Hendrickson. Who doesn't? Trey Hendrickson's good, 17.5 sacks last year. But a 60.8 run block grade? Dude, Jawan Taylor's only had that or higher than that 3 times. Jawan Taylor's a vet that's been in the league, and he's been here now for a full season plus these extra games, okay? And he's also had 2 games. 2 games has Jawan Taylor scored lower than a 26.4 pass blocking grade. Jawan Taylor actually scored in week 18 versus the Chargers last season a 4. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. He counted a 4 in a pass blocking grade, okay? So, yeah, this was a bad day for the rookie, but he wasn't no daggone 4, okay? And this was on a season where Jawan Taylor couldn't get his false starts right. He couldn't line up properly. You got to give the rooks some grace here, guys. Got to give him a little bit of grace. I think we just got to let them work it out. We got to let them work it out a little bit. That's what I think's got to happen. But appreciate you guys being here. Kareem Hunt is back with the Chiefs. Hit that like button. Give me a hell yeah in the chat. If you're fired up, you're fired up. I see all of you peeps out here. I see K Wayne in the house. I see Tilly. I see Doug. I see Brian Parrott, our boy. I see Ray Ray. I see Melissa. You guys are the real ones. Don Peterson, yeah, but Taylor sucks too, though. Yeah, but he might. But Brett Veach gave him $80 million, and it is what it is. I would rather pay a rookie in his second game to do what he's doing instead of $80 million, okay? And here's my thing, too. Even if Kingsley shows after 6 weeks, 8 weeks, that this is just going to be too hard for him, he's never going to translate to the left tackle. He's not doing it. He seamlessly goes to the right side. He becomes a right tackle all-pro for 8-10 years. You can get rid of Jawan Taylor's $80 million contract, okay? And there you go. It's a win-win, and we just go back to the drawing board with the left side. We draft another one, or we grab somebody. But bringing in guys, looking at, Wanye. Wanye does decently, but Wanye wasn't that great. Here's another stat I pulled up for you, all the Wanye truthers. Wanye went up against Trey Hendrickson last season in week 17. 3 pressures, 1 hurry, 1 QB hit, and 1 sack. That is the exact same line across the board. The exact same line. 1 less pressure, 1 less sack. So Kingsley, on 1 extra play, allowed the pressure sack. So, 1 time. Otherwise, it was the exact same thing across the board. Wanye wasn't much better against Trey Hendrickson. Wonder why. Trey Hendrickson's good. Everybody forgets that Trey Hendrickson gets paid a lot of money too. Yeah. So there you have it. Also, Wanye went up against Max Crosby last year in week 16. So the week before he gives up all this to Trey Hendrickson, he was playing Max Crosby the week before. Excuse me. He gave up 10 pressures in 1 game. 10 pressures, 7 hurries, 2 hits, and a sack. So that was a monumental run for Wanye Morris that pretty much made the Chiefs say, look, we got to go out and find a left tackle. So I don't think it's there either. Love Wanye. I think he's more of a interior guy. He's more of maybe a right side guy too, to be honest. He may get there. But yeah, Justin's 100% right. Hendrickson's a top 5 edge rusher in this league. If we didn't think putting Kingsley in his second game was on an island, and all Kingsley gives up is 4 pressures, that's not that bad in my opinion. I think people are just overreacting to it. I think they're overreacting a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button for me. Hit that sub button if you haven't. I'll be here for just a few more minutes. We'll answer some questions. TGZ in the house with a 2-bomb. He says, do you think we will see Hunt play before the bye? Yeah, I do. I think we'll see him play before week 6 easily. I think it wouldn't surprise me if they don't call him up this year. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't call him up this week. Not this year, but this week. Wouldn't surprise me if they feel like they have to. but I think week 4 is probably where you're looking. Week 5 for sure. I think he plays snaps. And I actually think he'll produce a little bit. I think he will actually get some touches when he gets his hands on the ball. I think they'll find ways to. Kareem Hunt's a different style runner, okay, than a lot of guys. Like he always tends to. At least I remember him doing this, and even in Cleveland, he always seems to fall forward, get some positive yards. He's like the anti-Clyde. Clyde kind of runs up to the line, and if it's not there, he just kind of falls down, right? Nothing against Clyde. The dude looks like a miniature version of a football player. He's like the Funko Pop version of an NFL player. Love Clyde, but the dude goes down pretty easily. I don't think Kareem Hunt does that in that regard. So I think he runs tougher. I think now being back with the Chiefs is going to rejuvenate him. You think him getting back in front of, Chiefs Kingdom, he's not going to be fired up? He may pop one. He may take one to the house. He may break off an 80-yard TD run and find a gear we've never seen before. That might be what happens. Who knows? But I think he plays before the bye, TGZ. I really do. Appreciate the 2-bomb, brother. Doug, he says, Magic Mike saw the super chat on RGR trying to explain to the kingdom about Kingsley. Great points. Yeah, appreciate you. I talked to Daniel this morning. I talked to Dan Harms. I talked to him on X this morning. He said, thanks for stopping by the show. I love stopping by. I actually stopped by Chief Concerns, talked to them a little bit too about Kingsley. Yeah, we try to get around, talk to a lot of guys doing content in the kingdom, man. It's a big space. There's room for everybody. We like to show some support when we can. It's rough. We knew if we did a video today, it was getting blown up. So look, if we had recorded our video at 1 o'clock and dropped that bad boy, this Kareem Hunt news would have dropped at about 3:30 and killed it. So all of our work would have been for nothing. So it's a good thing we didn't do that. I'll just jump on here and talk to you guys about it when it happens. How about that? It's a little easier. It's a little more up to date. So yeah, I like to get on there and talk to people. And again, every Chief content creator that I know to this point says that yes, Kingsley struggled, but no, nobody should be giving up on Kingsley after 2 weeks. And the one guy I will say, Jason Dunn, he played in the league, man. If he says not to give up on him, don't give up on him. And that's the way I see it, man. He's been there before. He's the only one that's put that uniform on, baby. Because I haven't put a Chiefs uniform on, except for getting out of the closet and watching a game. But I've never suited up and got on that field. We'll put it that way. Let's see what's going on here. Pono said, did the Chiefs make this signing official on Kareem? It's been reported, Pono. It's being reported. I don't know exactly where it's at. Let me find it. I'm pretty sure right here. Yeah, around the NFL's reporting it. Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, they're both reporting it that he is going to the practice squad. So he is back. He is back, ladies and gents. Chief KT with another 2. He said the Patriots released Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor has had a rough go of it. This dude just must not have something going up here mentally where he can't figure it out, or physically he can't do something. But Jalen Reagor has been, look, we get on Sky Moore hard, right? But good night. Could you imagine drafting Sky Moore in the top 20? Sheesh. Poor Jalen Reagor, I guess. I ain't going to try to pick him up. Don't want him over here. Flip with the 5-bomb. Appreciate you, Flip. He says, not the jinxes, but we're due for an upset sleeper game sooner rather than later. What do you think? P.S. Glad to see Kareem Hunt back in the fam. Yeah, it feels like, look, when you play games like the Chiefs do, and everything is just a nail biter. Dude, everything. We're playing from behind probably 75, 80% of the games. Even in most of our wins, we're playing from behind. In the Super Bowls, we're playing from behind. We're playing from behind. We would play from behind if we scrimmaged our third team defense. We'd be behind at some point. This just is the way they do it. I don't know. I don't think they come out with, I don't think the Chiefs, Andy has a great, don't get me wrong, Andy has a great scripted group of plays. He usually does this. But I've noticed over the past few years, they've been less affected. The scripted plays have been less effective. I've noticed that when he gets on our side of the field, the play calling gets a little weird. When we get near the red zone, the play calling gets cute. If you noticed it last week, we were pounding the ball down their throats, and he throws in a what was it? An end around? He threw in like an end around or a reverse or something last week with Xavier Worthy. He tried that same Xavier Worthy play again when we got down there, and it was like it just wasn't needed. It felt forced. It just didn't feel needed. And so I think that we do it to ourselves. We don't execute properly sometimes. We get a little cute with the play calling. I don't think we come out with a lot of intensity. We keep games close, and when you keep games close, look, keep touching the stove, and eventually you're going to get burned. So it could happen. It could happen. I don't know when it will, but the Chiefs do this every year. We have 2 or 3 of these games every year. Go look at the Denver game last year. Look at the Raiders game last year. We have 2 or 3 of these. Do I hope it happens early? I would almost rather it early than late, but I don't want to see us. I want to see us come out and put one on the Falcons. And I honestly believe we can beat the Falcons. Patrick Mahomes in a dome is a different kind of creature, man. He's got like a 130 QBR. He's got like 12, 15 passing touchdowns to like 1 or 2 picks. This dude, he excels in a dome. Xavier Worthy on turf in a dome should be able to fly. That dude is going to be, he's going to fly. And honestly, I believe if our offense wants to take it a step forward without Pacheco, Kelce's got to start stepping up. Look, he's got to. Again, people don't like to see it. You know, Carrington Harris come out with one today, and he said over the last 10 games, Travis Kelce's not producing. We said this a game ago, that he wasn't producing over the last 10 regular season games. So now make it 11 regular season games. He's just not producing for whatever reason. He's not producing. I don't know if he's not being able to get off the double team. I don't know if it's because we're just not throwing it to him. I don't know if they're just not calling the plays. I don't know if him and Pat are a little off. I don't know if he's getting older. I don't know what it is. Could be a combination of all that. And this is not a knock on Travis Kelce. Love Travis Kelce, and I think he can still be elite. But he's going to have to dig deep and find it till Pacheco gets back, because he is going to have to make this offense move a little bit. We've got to start relying. Look, now's the time. Pacheco was a big leader. Now's the time. We got to start relying on our defense a lot more, and now our leaders got to step up. Pat's got to play better. Kelce's got to play better. They've all got to play better. You just got to play better. Rashee Rice, he's been playing really nicely. I think Rashee Rice will keep playing well. But I think if those guys step up, if Kelce steps up, I believe we handle the Falcons. I don't think it's a blowout. The Chiefs never blow anybody out, but I could see it being another, I don't know, somewhere between 6 to 10 points. For us, that's a blowout, isn't it? I don't think we've ever, like, unless it's the Raiders, Andy doesn't blow anybody out. It's so strange. So strange, ladies and gents. But yeah, appreciate the 5-bomb, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, Ruben says Kelce's fine. Hey, Kelce's fine. He's fine. Physically, why he's not producing in the regular season, no idea. It's been 11 games and this guy hasn't produced. In the last 11 games, he has like 1 TD. People's like, well, he saves it for the playoffs. I mean, he does. He does, but if you're the greatest of all time, you produce all the time. You don't just play in the playoffs. Like, you're lucky if you get to the playoffs. I mean, the AFC's kind of loaded. They're kind of loaded. We're battling injuries. We're literally Goodell coming in and saying, hey, look, I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to suspend Rashee Rice for 8 weeks out of the blue. What happens if he does that next week? That's what I'm saying. We're playing with fire a little bit. Like, let's get these wins while we can, while we've got everybody good. And yeah, we've took a little bit of lump with Pacheco and this and that, but I think we can fill the gap in. And I think, but Mahomes got to get his head on straight. Like, he's not set the world on fire for the first 2 weeks. Let's get it together. You got it out of your system. Preseason's over. Kelce, you're back in game shape. Let's go. Let's go. It's week 3. Let's go. Season started already. Let's move. We're almost to the bye week already. Let's move. Let's get it together. That's all I want. That's all I want. Nothing against Travis. Still love Travis. Still love Pat. Love everybody. We can all say, hey, look, they struggled over the past few weeks. They've struggled a little bit. I mean, it's 100%. Appreciate you quarterbacking. I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to be negative. Like, but when people say, hey, look, we looked at the last 11 regular season games of Travis Kelce, and dude's got like 350 yards receiving and a touchdown. Like, what are you talking about? That's like you could get that out of a rookie. We'd probably get that from Jared Wiley if we played the same amount of games with him. Like, that's, I mean, come on. Like, what's going on? Like, is he being schemed differently? Is he having trouble getting open? Is the chemistry out? Like, what is it? Like, we just want to know what it is, because it's odd that Kelce can't just go on the field and just smack everybody. It's odd that he can't go out and get 100 yards and a touchdown almost every game. This dude is that good. He's the greatest. The greatest. Steve's not here to give it to me. But yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be fine, though. I think he'll be fine. With all that said and done, I think he'll be fine. I think actually this is the week him and Mahomes turn it on. I do. I think on turf, I think against the Falcons, I do think Kelce. I think Kelce gets close. I ain't going to say he's going to get 100, but I say he goes over 50. I think he'll be between somewhere 50 and 75 this week. May get in the end zone week 3. Let's fingers crossed on it. Fingers crossed. What's up, Cincy Bengals, Sacramento's Kings fan? Yeah, I believe that Travis Kelce has to step up. The Chiefs' offense is not the same that I used to know, where they were explosive, dominant, 30 points a game. I think it'll get there. I do. I think it'll get there. But yeah, Kelce's a big part of it. Kelce's a huge part of it. Like, love Travis Kelce. But if this offense wants to click on all cylinders, Travis got to be there. Mark, what's up, brother? He says, you're right. Carson Steele inside the 5-yard line. Man, I agree. Carson Steele's got to just nail it. What's up, Jeremiah? Hunt redemption song, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Man, I'm kind of excited to watch Kareem Hunt back in the uniform. I put together that short yesterday saying that he could come back, and I was going through some highlights. I was piecing that together. I was like, daggone, dude. Like, I remember, like, that game he had against the Patriots. I know you guys. Look, if you ain't a bandwagoner, you remember that one. A lot of people throw around that bandwagon term, right? Look, if you're a Swiftie and you come on over, fine. I don't care. But us old heads, we're going to talk about the time Kareem Hunt had himself a day versus the Patriots. I remember beating the Patriots so bad. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a Monday night game. I could be a little off there because I am old. But we beat the Patriots so bad. They were talking about, did we end Tom Brady's career? And I know you guys remember that. K-Wayne, you old enough to remember that. A lot of you guys in here are going to remember that one. They were talking how we may have ended his entire freaking career, dude. We beat them so bad. It was comical how bad we smoked them. And Kareem Hunt was a big part of that one. I want to say he had like 3 or 4 touchdowns that game. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, but I don't think he's going to have that coming back. But look, just having him back, getting the excitement back in Arrowhead, the fans welcoming him back, him putting on that uniform, this is going to be a big special moment for Kareem Hunt. I felt like it's honestly almost like, I don't want to compare it to this, but I will. It's like if this guy, it's almost like this guy and this girl get together in high school, right? And they're just like this couple that's meant to be. And then, you know, right before the wedding, he goes out on bachelor night, you know, and he does some shady stuff, and she finds out and they never get married. So he don't get his ring. Kareem Hunt's not got any of his rings. Okay. He was an integral part of building this franchise up with Mahomes there for a little bit and getting us back on the winning ways. And then he don't get it. And I don't think he ever thought he's going to get to come back here. And I think he's going to take this really seriously. I think he's going to prepare himself. I think he's going to do his best to get back in shape. He's going to eat right. He's going to take his vitamins. Hulk Hogan's going to be proud of him. Throw up the gun show. There it is. Hulk, he's going to love America, and he's going to put that red and white on. There ain't no blue here, but he's going to red and white it up, and he's going to run on that field, and he's going to feel it. There may even be a tear come out of the eye. Wouldn't surprise me any. I think Kareem Hunt loves the Chiefs. I think he misses Kansas City. I think he missed Chiefs Kingdom. And now that he's back and he didn't think he was going to be ever, I think he's going to take this really seriously. I really do. And I think he's going to be, I think he'll be a nice little part going forward. I ain't going to say he's going to do nothing special because, look, we could get all the way back to Pacheco returning and maybe Kareem Hunt's only got like 1 touchdown, like 200 yards, and you guys will come back and tell me I was stupid. But I think he'll be fine. I think him and P. Ryan and Carson Steele, the man of steel, Crocky J himself, they're going to be fine. We're going to be completely fine. And Andy is going to make sure that Pat and Kelce get on the same page. Spags is going to keep getting the defense better and better and better. Okay? We're just going to keep humming along. We're going to keep humming along. And this is just another week. This is just week 3 on our quest to have an undefeated season, baby. That's what's up. Hit that like button for me if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Hit that sub button if you haven't. Kurt in the house. He says, I'm horned up on my You're Not Worthy shirt that showed up today. Great quality. Thanks, bro. Kurt, appreciate you. Yeah, guys, if you guys want a Xavier Worthy's awesome. We got the You're Not Worthy Xavier Worthy. I wish I had a picture of it, but I don't. Look at me not being prepared. But you can go check it out, merch.allchiefdup.com. Grab yourself one of those. Apparently, super high quality and look awesome. Appreciate you, Kurt. Appreciate you, brother. Syracuse Chris says, I predict Hunt will get 700 yards and 11 touchdowns. That's a big prediction there, baby. That's a big prediction. Hey, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Enrique says defense balled out against the Bills. Yeah, I think they had a pretty good day all around. I think the defense was in the backfield, serviceable amount. Okay, I do believe Burrow had a lot of time to throw on certain throws. Like when Josh Williams got beat, he had like 4.5 seconds. Like something was weird though. Our defensive line didn't even get down for that snap. The ball had already been snapped and everything. We weren't even moving. So it was very strange on some of those, but I think for the most part, we looked good. I think our DBs looked decently well. They didn't look as good as they could. I think Nick Bolton progressed from week 1 to week 2. I still don't think he played lights out. A lot of people are acting like he just played lights out. And I still felt like he had a few plays where he just got blown up inside the hole there and was allowing some big runs. I could be wrong. I've not got a chance to go back and watch the All 22 just yet. But I feel like everybody got a little better. And I think it continues to get better and better each week. It's like a well-oiled machine, baby. What's up, Alfredo? I see you, brother. Love from San Diego. Love from the Kentucky. There you go, baby. Somebody posted up today, dude, and I was cracking up. Somebody said, yo, that Kareem Hunt jersey I sold for $25 on eBay, I'm going to need that back. Y'all find me. I never had a Kareem Hunt jersey, but I would have probably have sold it. I would have been guilty of probably selling it by now because I probably wouldn't have wore it. But, dude, our Kareem Hunt jersey's coming back. Is that going to be a thing? Should we do a Kareem Hunt jersey giveaway? Wouldn't that be sick? Wouldn't that be freaking sick? We might do that. I'm going to run it by Steve tonight. We might do that. So, yeah, guys, I guess I'm going to head out of here for today, though. I appreciate all you guys. We had almost 600 people in here. You were watching on X. You were watching on Facebook. Appreciate everybody. We may do a Kareem Hunt giveaway. Maybe tomorrow. We're going to be live again tomorrow night for our Wednesday night get together, baby. So that's going to be a good time. We're going to get together, talk about the Chiefs. We'll talk about this more, talk about anything else that goes on. Keep a lookout. If any big news drops, I'll drop it on community post. I might make a short about it. Either way, you guys know that you can always come to us with any questions. allchiefdup@gmail.com. You can reach out, do whatever you need to do there. Talk to us there. If we see it, we'll get back to you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me. Appreciate you guys that hit the like button. Appreciate the guys that subbed, the guys and the gals. Don't just want to say the guys that subbed because the gals are here too. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you. Love you. And guess what? Kareem Hunt is back, ladies and gentlemen. Music to my ears. Let's go, Chiefs. There goes a sight from my soul.